guys, it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. So today we're gonna continue these videos about the aiding skills. So I'm gonna talk about the new ones that we just unlocked and which probably combos it can works better. So we're gonna check actually today two of them, and it's this one, Confession from Edward the Confessor, and Dragon Siege from the Black Prince, because that's the ones we just unlocked. So Black Prince here and Edward the Confessor. So we're gonna read first the skills on the heroes because I don't have them maxed and I don't have the good values. So let's have a look on those big boys. So we're gonna start with Black Prince. Black Prince, so it's this skill right here. So we have 35% chance to apply one statue out of suppressing, silencing, or disarming to 2 random enemy squads and within the valid range lasting for 2 rounds. The skill is not bad. I'm not a big fan because the chances are very low, but if it's casted, it's gonna go for 2 rounds, 2 legends, so it's not that bad. It's just the chances is a bit low, but actually very good. It's a very good skill. So I don't think we have any difference on the skill himself, on the aiding skill. Let me check fast. Yeah, so of course the value it's not 35% because as I told in the last video, it's because the skill is not max, so it's going to show the level 1. So it's exactly this. It's going to apply 1 statue, silencing, suppressing, disarming for 2 squads for 2 rounds. So with who to pair this skill? So actually this skill is going to be good for any combos actually, because it's it don't require a special thing to work more or less or anything. So there's not really something that you're gonna need to make it work. But of course it could be interesting to put it with heroes who have some things who increase their damage on suppressing targets or something like this. I was checking in the last and very strong heroes and I didn't find something really interesting. The only hero that I found who could be really interesting for that, but I still think it's a little bit not strong enough to be good in our seasons. It's Lilith, because Lilith have, I guess it's this skill. So I have the skin, so I guess it's 2 times, but maybe it's 1 time, but doesn't matter. So all your squads are immune to confusing, and your squads deal the damage to enemy squads subject to silence, disarming, suppress, or confused statue for 2 times in each round. Okay, let me see if what's the changes actually. What is the classical? Okay, yeah. Okay, this is the classical. Let's read the classical. The classical is like this. So it's 250% damage to enemy squads in statue, confusing, blah 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 blah. Okay, so this could be interesting to be paired with this skill, because you're gonna have chances to put enemy silencing, so she's gonna do more damage. But I don't think Lilith will be strong enough. I was trying to see which legions you can make with her with the new heroes, but I don't see something very interesting, and I don't think she's strong enough to be changing something. But if you could work with her, some good legions that she could be good will be Hunk, Cleo, Lilith. It's a good legion. And we also have Bleeding Steed, Warhammer, and Lilith, who can work well. I don't think it's going to be strong enough for our seasons, but for previous seasons, for the people who are playing in younger states, can be really interesting legion to play. I also was thinking about one here that it could pair. It's Bjorn, because Bjorn also have something. I guess it's here. All friendly squads have more damage to silence, disarming, suppressed, and confusing enemy squads, and have 30% chance to extend 1 turn duration, blah 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 blah, the same thing. So this also could work very well, but it's the same. It's a hero who is kind of weak. I don't think you're gonna be able to play this in the weak. It's not weak, but in the seasons that we are now, it's weak. But so I don't think it's gonna be good enough to be played. So let's just take a look with the legions that we are playing right now. I actually forgot to set them like in the last video. But basically, people gonna play Harald, of course. People gonna play Avalanche, the Roland Lewis Avalanche. You're gonna see Hank, Henry, Sakura, or Hank, Warden, Sakura, Henry. Defensive, we have Lohman. You're gonna see Lohman bleeding, Warhammer, and we have the Sendiata. So that's the legions that we're gonna see the most as a free-to-play or low spender. So if you would need to put this on one of the legions that I just said, I wouldn't put with Harald, in my opinion, because the thing is that you're gonna silence the enemy, so the enemy not gonna be able to attack, and I don't think it's very good idea to put this with Harald, because Harald is a counter-attack hero, so he's gonna need to take attacks to give back attacks, which is really important for him. Same as the defensive legion with Warhammer and Lohman, because they are also playing counter-attack, so I don't think it's going to be good in those legions to be silencing the enemy. It's not the best thing. It's not bad, but it's not the best thing. So for me, it's not a good idea. So if I would put it, I would clearly, in my opinion, put it with the legions with Henry, like Hank, Henry, Sakura. It could be interesting to silence the enemy, so they don't gonna eat you so much, which is really great. Also with Roland Lewis Avalanche, it's not bad also. But for me, the number one legion I would put it will be for Henry, because it's more it's more weak in terms of defenses. It's a legion who will have less defenses, less heal, less tanking, so it's going to be more interesting for those kind of legions to be silencing the enemy. It could be also not bad to play with Sendiata, actually. The legions with Sendiata, Rosen, Farah Sendiata also could be good, actually. I was almost forgetting to talk about this, because I don't play it actually now, but still good, especially for free-to-play players. So it's going to be also good, because it's a legion who's going to be doing tons of damage in the first round. So if the enemy is silenced and can't really eat you, it's going to be also very good, because it's a legion who don't have defensive skills. So yeah, one of the three could be really good, but my preference will be actually for Sendiata legions or Henry legions who are more weak, who have less defensive skills. Gonna be more interesting to silence the enemy, don't let them attack you. So this also gonna be good to play against those glass cannon legions. If you are playing against a glass cannon legion or legion who do a lot of damage, it's gonna be a good skill to play, but of course it's gonna be hard to know which legion is there, if you need to use the skill in this style or something. So well, for me, just go for Henry or Sendiata Legion. For me, gonna be the best choice. Then let's go for the second skill that we have. The second aiding skill is gonna be the one from Edward the Confessor. And Edward the Confessor, so it's gonna be starting from round 3. The physical damage of 2 random enemy squads of your squad can be increased by 12, but of course it's not 12. Each round stackable for 4 times until the battle end. But of course we don't have the good value, so let's have a look now on the skill in the hero directly. And here he is, Edward the Confessor, so it's his skill. So starting from round 3, the physical damage of 2 random squads, yeah, it's 30%. So 30%. I really like this skill very much. So it's starting only from the round 3. So round 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a lot actually. Of 2 random squads, so 2 squads, so it's gonna be random. They're gonna increase 30%, and it can be stackable for 4 times. It's going to give more damage, of course, in the end of the battle. So it's actually very simple to know with who. It's more about with who you're not going to pair this skill. You're obviously not going to pair this skill with Sendiata, for example. All the glass cannons, it's not going to be good. The legions with Rosen, the legions with Beast Queen, this, it's going to be very bad because those legions going to need to do tons of damage on the first rounds to destroy the enemy in the first rounds. After this, they don't have great damage, and doesn't matter if they are a boost of damage, it's not going to be that work. So I would never put this with a legion like Sendiata or Rainforest, all the legions with Warden that you're going to boost to the early damage. Not very, actually Warden is not early, but usually we use like Hunk, Warden, Rainforest, so this, it's not very good. So it can work with almost everyone, like the Legion with Roland Louis Avalanche, it's going to work. It's going to be okay. With Ankh, Henry, Sakura, no. It's not going to be that great because also Sakura is someone who's going to boost the damage on the early round, so it's not going to be very nice to put it with her. And we have Harald, of course. So in my opinion, the best legions to put, it's going to be legions who do a lot of damage in the older rounds. So we call this a tick legion. So it's a legion who's going to do almost the same damage every round. It's not going to be, it's the opposite of the glass cannon. So all the defensive legions are, for example, for Loman, Bleeding Warhammer, it's going to be very, it's going to be interesting. But for me, the must-have for this skill, it's going to be Harald, Hellfire, and Healer. And I'm going to tell you why. First reason, we have the Rage of Sea from Harald. So all at the beginning of round 3, 5, 7, you're going to do this skill damage to the enemy, blah, 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 blah. And as you can see, it's going to start at the round 3. And the boost of the damage from the aiding skill is going to start also in the round 3. So you're going to benefit this skill. The 3 times that it's going to get cast, you're going to benefit from the bonus of Edward. So this is going to be very interesting, very good, because Harald's going to do more damage in the middle end of the battle than the early. So it's going to pair very well. Of course, the thing is that you cannot have much chance because it's going to select 2 random enemy squads, ally squads, and you can get the boosts on the supports and not with Harald. But this is a chance. So because it's going to be 2 squads of your side each round. But of course, it can not fall always in Harald, but it's the chances. So very good skill to be paired with Harald because of this. And why I say Hellfire? Because Hellfire, where is my Hellfire? Is in the top. Okay. Hellfire also have something who's going to pair, and it's going to be this. So I'm going to show you the one with no skill. No, I don't need to do that. Ah, damn, I came back. Okay, so up, skill, here, here, and here. This is the normal skill. So all friendly squads unit countering minus 10%. And this is the part that's interesting for us. Starting from the round 4, starting from the 4th round, the damage caused by our other 2 teams is 40%. So you're going to have a bonus of damage of 40% after the round 4. So also, this is going to be very good to work with the bonus of damage from Edward the Confessor, who's going to start in the round 3. So after the round 3, you're going to benefit, well, for here, you're going to benefit from the bonus on the round 4 from Hellfire. And then you're going to also have the skill from Harald, who do tons of damage, who's going to work very well. So for me, this skill going to be very, very good to be played with Harald, Hailfire, and Healer. And I know that many people are playing this Legion as a main Legion, so I really recommend you to put this skill with this Legion. It's going to work very nicely. So I finished for those 2 aiding skills. I hope it's going to help you. And we're going to continue also with the new ones when they're going to get unlocked. So I see you soon for the next, and peace out.